Welcome back to the blue attack path. This is video 2 for registry keys for persistence. Again, just to summarize, we're creating some C# code that will be base64 encoded and stored in the registry. Then we're creating a scheduled task that will execute PowerShell. Well, it'll execute the C# code that will then create a user account. So to quickly go through that again, we'll execute PowerShell through the scheduled task which reads the C# code from the registry. The PowerShell will compile the C# in memory and then execute it, and then you'll be able to verify that the user account spencer.d was created. So here we're going to use crackmap_exec to execute the following. We'll go proxy chains, crackmap_exec, SMB, Brayley Ogden, winner 22, -x, and then we're going to say reg add HKLM software 7-zip certificate, and then notice where I have this less than base64 code greater than. Remove that and put the results of the cat code.txt base pipe to base64 with width of 0. And then make sure you finish the line with the /f quote 192.168.1.80, and then hit enter. And then it will create the registry folder of 7-zip and the certificate, and the default value will become the base64 of the C#. Make sure you don't enclose the base64 with quotes or single quotes, or it'll throw this off and it will not work. Then the next step, we want to use the following XML at this website and modify it accordingly. So I'm going to pull that up really quick. Back up. Here's the XML that you'll download from my website, the PC Nerd. You'll store this XML in just a text file. And notice here is where the PowerShell will actually be added to this XML file, so it is not complete as is. And you may want to change the author's name. Probably that's the only thing you'll need to change. So place that on in a file. And another way to create that XML file is go into your task scheduler, create a task how you want it to be displayed on the remote computer, the computer you're working with. Then in the after you highlight the task that you created, go down to the bottom right and you'll see an export. And export it as an XML file, and then you can modify it accordingly for this exercise. And then after you've modified the XML file, and let me show you an example of that XML file so you can see the command that I'm looking for. You'll notice here's the XML file, but then I filled in the PowerShell code that I need executed. So this is a little hard to see, but again, you want the -c, $cert equals all of this right here. And then after you create that XML file, you want to use crackmap_exec to take that file and transfer it over to the Windows 10 host that you're working on. So proxy chains, crackmap_exec, information --put file, and then the path on your Linux box or on your Kali box where the XML file is located. And then when you do -- users, -- public, / or -- is what I call it. And I'm going to put this file in C users public s.xml, and you may want to place it somewhere else. And you can see in the output, it's putting it in C$ users public and then the file. And you can verify that it exists there by running -x dir C: users public and see if the s.xml file exists. The next step is then to create the scheduled task from the command line that reads in that XML file and creates the scheduled task. So again, proxy chains minus lowercase x, and then here's the command you want to execute. Scheduled tasks create with the user account and the password. This is the name of the task. We're going to call it auto update, or you can call it, oh, and I spelled auto wrong. That's kind of cool. Auto update / XML C users public s.xml for the XML file that I placed on the remote computer. And then I can verify that the task was created by running -x lowercase x with scheduled task.exe and verify the auto update, that time it's spelled correctly, is one of the tasks that's listed. Then to trigger this, I need to create an SSH tunnel for that computer for 3389 RDP access, authenticate as the Braley Ogden user account, and verify using netuser from the command line that the Spencer.d account was created. So again, to create this SSH tunnel, you just do a local tunnel going through, and I'll let you work with that and try and figure that out yourself. But you should be able to connect through your 42,000 port to the 3389 for RDP access. Thank you, and this is all for this technique.